I wanted something to post because of the international break. So I thought a video about the Premier League best 11 or team of the season so far, like in 7 matches, 7 game weeks, could be interesting. So the criteria I'm going to use are quality, how well the player played, and second, number of games. The player needed to have played at least 6 matches, let's say, or 5, at least starting 5 matches. So let's start with the striker. That's the most obvious one because it was literally on the thumbnail. So you already know Haaland. There is no much to be explained here. Like, he is clearly the best player for City, top scorer, 9 goals in 7 matches, and he also got an assist, so 10 goal contributions in 7 matches. And it's not like he scored in random matches. Like, he scored against Manchester United twice, he scored against Arsenal, and even though I don't actually think he is the best player in the Premier League so far in those 7 game weeks, I do think that's comparing him to other strikers, there is a clear difference. So let's go to the next one, and I am going to say a name that, in my opinion, is the best player in the Premier League so far. Like, if the Premier League ended today, I would give him Premier League player of the season. 9 goal contributions in 7 matches, and he doesn't even play for a big 6 club, so that is impressive. And obviously I'm talking about Semenyo, and the level he has been playing is actually scary. Apart from the stats that are impressive, like watching a game, he always gives the feeling that he will score or assist. And what I said about Haaland applies even more to Semenyo, because he played amazingly against Tottenham, even though he did not score or assist in that game. He played like insanely. Against Liverpool, he played very well. He destroyed Fulham. He got an assist and a goal against Brighton. So he has been deciding games against teams that are as good or better than Bournemouth. And just explain why I haven't put him on the left, because first, he has played on the right some games, and on the left I had a name that I couldn't not put on the team. And the next one is Jack Grealish. 5 goal contributions in 7 matches, and he started only 6 for assists, which is first in the league alongside with Kudus. And he also had the highest expected assists. And something curious about Jack Grealish is that I had said in my video analyzing players that were linked to Spurs, I had said that I would not sign Jack Grealish. I had rated him in probably one of the worst tiers that I had, but I need to say that he has been playing very well, and I was wrong. So next one is someone who usually does not get the praise that is like the praise that he deserves, maybe because he is more low profile and stuff, but like, I don't know, I just know that defensively speaking, offensively speaking, creating chances, he does everything on the pitch, and in my opinion, he has been probably the best Liverpool player in this season. And obviously I'm talking about Szoboszlai. Like, he's just so underrated, and I was not sure if I would put him or Enzo, because Enzo has been playing very well, but I was like, no, Szoboszlai deserves, I believe he deserves slightly more, so that's why I chose him. So let's go to the goalkeeper, and I chose Henderson. And even though he's not the one with the most clean sheets or the most save percentage, he is the one with the most goals prevented. So to start talking about Arsenal, I chose Timber to be the right back, because offensively speaking, he has been playing well, and he's not a liability defensively speaking. And here I thought about putting Munoz as the right back. However, Crystal Palace plays with 3 at the back, so in theory he's not an actual full back, so that's why I chose Timber. And just to say his stats, he has 3 goal contributions, having started 6 out of those 7 matches. Obviously, getting goal contributions is not the most important thing for a fullback, but as I said, defensively speaking, he has been playing very well, and that also applies perfectly to the left back I chose, which is Cucurella. In the middle of that very confused Chelsea where players get red cards all the time, where centre-backs give away goals and stuff, he has been playing very consistently. He found an assist against Liverpool right at the end of the game and decided a very big match. And in general, he has been playing very well, and I do not see any left-back playing better than him, honestly. So regarding the centre-backs, I'll have to explain them both together. And the centre-backs that, in my opinion, have played better in the Premier League so far are Van de Ven and Gabriel Magalhães. And that's the moment where I have to explain why I have chosen 2 centre-backs that play on the left and put them 2 together. Because honestly, when I was filtering players and stuff, in my opinion, the 4 best centre-backs in the league so far are, believe it or not, 4 centre-backs that play on the left. So I was like, I won't pick a centre-back that plays on the right just to put him on the team if for me he is like the 6th or 5th best centre-back in the league, if that makes sense. So explaining why Van de Ven and Gabriel Magalhães, specifically Van de Ven, because he has been playing insanely for Tottenham. Like, he is the one who will recover in the counter-attacks. He is very fast, and in my opinion, if Tottenham conceded 5 goals, only 5 goals, he is also a big part on that. So Gabriel Magalhães, he is for me, he's the best centre-back in the league so far, because first of all, he conditions, I don't know if you say conditions in English in this case, like he makes the opponent need to adapt to him, not the opposite. In set pieces, he is just scary. Like he always gave us that feeling of he will score. Like if there is a set piece, he will score. So apart from the fact that Arsenal conceded only 3 goals, here's a monster offensively. So the DMs, I will explain them together as well, because they actually made me change the formation, because I was going to choose a 4-3-3 with 1 DM, 1 CM and 1 offensive midfielder. But I was like, I can't not put Caicedo and Gravenberch, because what they are playing is just impressive. Other than the fact that they protect their teams very well, like defensively speaking, they cover basically the whole pitch because they are just monsters when it comes to protecting the defense. They also have very good numbers, like Caicedo, 3 goals playing as a DM, like 3 goals in 7 matches. Gravenberch, 2 goals and 1 assist. So not putting them on the team would be just wrong. And obviously, if I highlighted the players that decided big games, Caicedo scored a banger against Liverpool. And this season, we have DMs playing very well, like Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Palhinha, but the level that those two are playing is just insane. And before I show you the manager, I just wanted to ask if you could leave a comment saying if you agreed with something or if you disagree with something, because it will help me a lot. And also give a like if you liked the video. So the manager, we have good options, 2 good options, which will be a spoiler because I'll have my second best 11. However, I'll just say Arteta from Arsenal, obviously 3 goals conceded, 14 goals scored, first in the Premier League, all of those things. However, in my opinion, what Iraola is doing is just impressive considering the players that he has. It's just insane. So let's see how many players outside of the big 6 are on the list. We have Semenyo, we have Jack Grealish, and we have Henderson, and also we have as a manager Iraola. Iraola, who in Spain, if you don't know this, just a fun fact, he was known as El Matador de Gigantes, which means giant killer, because he's used to beating stronger teams with like mid-table teams and stuff. So when I was planning this video and studying to choose the players and stuff, I was like, I have just too many players. It was just too difficult to choose. So I was like, I would just create a second best 11 or the bench if you prefer. So this time, let's start with the goalkeeper. And I chose Nick Pope from Newcastle. I was between him and Raya from Arsenal, but I was like, no, what Nick Pope has been doing is harder than Raya for Arsenal, because it's not like we'll see Arsenal conceding a lot of chances. So in my opinion, Nick Pope has been having more work than Raya. So let me explain the centre-back that I chose here, because even though his team have conceded 9 goals in 7 matches, individually speaking, I believe he has been playing well, and I believe he has been carrying the centre-back that plays with him, Van Dijk. And he is actually the centre-back that I had said earlier in the video when I said that I would not just choose a right-footed or a centre-back that plays on the right just to have a centre-back that plays on the right and one on the left. Because Van Dijk, for me, when I was creating my lists, I was like, I see 4 centre-backs that are playing better than him. However, he has been playing well. And alongside with him, we have Gehi. Some people would even say that he should be in the first team, which I don't agree. I think Van de Ven and also Gabriel Magalhães are playing better than him. And our last centre-back will be someone that I am pretty sure you are not expecting his name, but I don't believe putting him here is crazy. And I'm talking about Senesi. Okay, I know that Bournemouth conceded 8 goals and stuff. It's not like they have this insurmountable barrier in their defense. However, the way Bournemouth play rely on intensity, long balls, running, etc. And he is the player and not the centre-back, not the defender, the player with the highest stat regarding accurate long balls in the league, 6.4 per 90 minutes. He has been defending well and also contributing a lot offensively. And an example of this is that he has 2 assists. So let's go to the midfield. And I chose 2 DMs because it was so difficult to choose between them. And I chose Zubimendi and Declan Rice. And also, especially those 2 are the reason why I thought about creating a second best 11. It just sounded very unfair not putting them on the first team, but I couldn't because Gravenberch and Caicedo have been playing insanely as well. And then Rice and Zubimendi are here. And talking about them individually, Zubimendi not only excellent at defending, covering ground and stuff, but also controlling the tempo of the game. And Declan Rice the same actually, with the difference that Declan Rice is a little more offensive. And if I praise the fact that Gravenberch and Caicedo have 3 goal contributions each, Declan Rice is the same, 2 goals, 1 assist. Zubimendi 2 goals. So basically they deserve to be here. And also if you believe that Declan Rice or Zubimendi or both should be in the first team, I wouldn't disagree because, as I said, it was indeed very hard to choose. So let's go to the next two. And as I put 3 at the back, I didn't want to put another 2 fullbacks, especially because other than Kukureya and Timber, it already became hard to choose fullbacks. So I chose Kudus and also Gakpo. Gakpo is one of the most underrated players in the league because he usually plays well, but I don't know why people don't give him credit. And Kudus might be Spurs player of the season so far, but Van de Ven has also been playing very well. So I don't know about that. But anyway, he is there. And Kudus has 4 assists, first in the league alongside with Jack Grealish, and his first in successful dribbles. And that's why he conditions how Tottenham play, because when Tottenham are playing badly or poorly, he is the one who gets the ball and decides the game. And Gakpo, 3rd in the league in chances created, 2 goals, 2 assists. I did not like his game against against Crystal Palace, but I didn't like Liverpool against Crystal Palace in general. So the other 2 midfielders that I chose were Enzo and Reinders. As I had previously said, I almost put Enzo instead of Szoboszlai in the first team. However, I was like, okay, Enzo has more goal contributions and stuff, but at the same time, Szoboszlai scored against Arsenal, Enzo against Fulham and stuff. But I do believe that Enzo has been having a good season, like excellent season actually. When Chelsea have 11 players on the pitch, they are good, and Enzo is a big part on that. And Reinders, even though he doesn't have like insane stats, when you watch the game, you see how well he has been playing. But okay, I would say compared to the other ones who are like either number 6 or number 6s or number 8s, I think he has not been playing that well, like Caicedo level, Szoboszlai level, but he has been playing well. And last but not least, at least for players, João Pedro. And I must confess that I thought about putting Ekitike instead of João Pedro. However, Ekitike only played 5 matches, actually 6, but like 5, he started 5 matches, and the last one against Chelsea, he came from the bench and played like 15 to 20 minutes. Quality-wise, they were similar, but João Pedro played more. And also tactically speaking, I believe João Pedro, offensively speaking, for Chelsea, is the piece that unites everyone, that puts everyone together to play as a team. Like even if he does not score, he will create spaces or find assists or swap positions with players and stuff. And I don't believe Ekitike has this impact on Liverpool, tactically speaking. And our manager, obviously, Arteta. And there is no much to be said here because I already talked about him when I explained why I chose Iraola instead of Arteta for the first team. So that was it. If you disagree or agree with anything and you want, you can leave a comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with the friends in case I have said anything useful, and see you next time. Bye.